A young temple security guard was picked up by a special police team without an FIR, beaten until he lied, tortured until he collapsed, declared dead before he could tell the world his side of the story. What happened to Ajith Kumar? Vanakkam. This is D. Suresh Kumar. Thank you for joining me in the 100th episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu. On this occasion, we had planned something very different for today, something hopeful, even celebratory. A story about how Kumapatti, a small village tucked away in rural Tamil Nadu, found sudden fame through social media thanks to a bright young man and his viral videos. But that story and that mood changed overnight because Tamil Nadu has been jolted by something far more disturbing. A young man, Ajith Kumar, died in illegal police custody after being brutally tortured. He was not a criminal. He wasn't even formally accused. He was a contractual temporary temple security guard doing the job, and now he's gone. This isn't just a tragedy, it's a test of our systems, our governance, and our collective conscience. Let's go back to where it all began. It all started on June 27th at the famed Batharakaliamman temple in Madapuram near Thirupuvanam in Sivaganga district. An elderly woman, Shivagami, had come to the temple with her daughter Nikita. Since Shivagami used a wheelchair, Nikita asked Ajith Kumar for help. She even gave him the car keys, requesting him to park it. Ajith did not know how to drive, so he asked friends for help. They parked the car and returned the keys. That was that, or so it seemed. After the temple visit, Nikita noticed that 9.5 sovereigns of gold jewels and rupees 2,500 in cash were missing from a bag which she had left in the car. She said her mother had brought the jewelry along because they were headed to a scan center where metal ornaments are not allowed. Suspicion, of course, turned towards Ajith. Now, normally, this is where the law should have taken over. A written complaint, an FIR, an official investigation. But in this case, none of that happened. On Nikita's oral complaint alone, the Thirupuvanam police picked up Ajith and his friends for questioning. They found nothing, so they let them go. But the next day, under instructions from the Madurai DSP Shanmuga Sundaram, a special police team was asked to properly interrogate Ajith Kumar. And from that point on, the story turns dark. Ajith was picked up again. He wasn't taken to the police station. Instead, he was moved from place to place to avoid public attention. A veterinary hospital, a place near the Adi Dravida hostel, a grove. Ajith was tortured, beaten with lathis and pipes. He was forced to confess. According to his younger brother Naveen, at one point, desperate for relief from the pain, Ajith lied. He told the police he had hidden the jewelry at the Goshala in the temple. When they brought him back to the temple to recover it, Ajith told them the truth. He hadn't stolen anything. He had only claimed to have stolen them to make the beating stop. The response, they beat him again. This time they sprinkled chili powder on his face and private parts. Eventually he collapsed. He was rushed to a private hospital, but the doctors, shocked at the extent of his injuries, refused to admit him. He was then taken to the government hospital, but by then Ajith Kumar was already dead. What followed was an attempt to cover it all up. A head constable filed a complaint claiming Ajith had an epileptic seizure while trying to escape custody. But this explanation fell apart quickly. A public agitation broke out. Local residents, especially women, came forward. They had heard Ajith's cries, tried to intervene, but were sent away by the police. And then a short video clip, filmed secretly by a witness, showed the police beating Ajith inside the temple premises. Following massive outrage, the Tamil Nadu government acted, but in stages. First, 6 policemen were suspended, then 5 of them were arrested. The probe was transferred from the local police to the CBCID and then finally to the CBI. The action also shifted to the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court, where public interest litigations were filed in connection with the case. Justice S.M. Subramaniam, who was heading the bench, made some scathing observations. He called it what it is, a police organized crime. The state has killed its own citizen. He said even an ordinary murderer would not have caused this much injury to a person. The judge pointed out the obvious. that Ajith was not even an accused since no FIR had been filed. He had no criminal record, just a young man doing a small job trying to make ends meet. The court also expressed fear that evidence in this case might be destroyed. It has now ordered that all the materials must be preserved, and crucially, it has asked who gave the orders, because no special police team would act this brutally, move this confidently without a top level green signal. Justice Subramanian said it clearly. No IPS officer would go to a spot and beat a person. But if he has given instruction or failed to supervise, he is liable.
See, no IPS officer will go to the spot and beat a person.
Yes.
But if he has given instruction
Yes.
or he has failed to supervise,
Yes.
that is also a lapse because
Yes.
it is a special team.
Yes.
It is not a single policeman committing an offense outside
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
not responsible.
Yes.
It is not. It is almost police organized crime.
Meanwhile, whispers are growing louder. There are allegations that Nikita, the complainant, contacted an IAS officer who then pressured the police to solve the case, no matter how. Now, the DSP has been suspended. The Sivaganga SP has been transferred and kept on compulsory wait. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin himself has spoken to Ajith's mother, expressed regret, offered a government job for Ajith's brother and a housing plot. But the pain runs deeper than compensation. Ajith's family has lost their son. The state has lost the trust of its people once again. This is not the first time we have seen something like this. In 1993, it was Raja Kannu of Kadalur, on whom the film Jai Bhim is based on. In 2020, it was Jairaj and his son Benix in Satankulam. And now, in 2025, it is Ajith Kumar. In fact, 490 deaths were reported while suspects were in judicial or police custody between 2016-17 and 2021-22 in Tamil Nadu alone. There is just one pattern: custodial torture turning into custodial killing. The High Court has directed the Madurai 4th Additional District Judge to conduct an inquiry and submit a report on July 8th. The full post-mortem report is awaited and more revelations are expected. The court has also called for protecting witnesses in the case. In fact, the man who recorded the video of the police brutality has now sought protection. Let us hope this time justice won't be delayed or denied. On that note, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. I shall meet you in another video. Thank you.